Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Uncommon the Build. I am so excited to share this week's episode with you because, as you've heard over the last few weeks, I'm building a new jewelry business. I wanted to create uncommon jewelry because I believe that when we look good, we feel good. And when we feel good, we do good. And as women, sometimes we need that little piece that has a story that helps us remember who we are and what we want to accomplish in the world. I also committed to something that might be a little different on this journey, and that was to share the real and the raw details of my jewelry business journey. I am a learner. As a former educator, you can just guess. If you tell me, let's go do XYZ, I'm going to say, hold now. I got to go learn about it first. It's just the nerd in me, I guess. And as I've been trying to start this business and take myself on this journey, I realized that there's a lot of noise out there in the world, but it doesn't really give us the true story of the ups and downs of building a business. Now it's getting better in 2026, but go back 5 years and all you're going to hear about are the people who say, I made millions overnight. And maybe they did. And I promise you, I don't share that because I'm jealous. I share that because if that's really the case, I need to know your secrets because I wasn't there. I left my role as a principal, a turnaround principal, being very successful 3 years ago. And I've started three different things since I left. I went back to work because I needed some money coming in. I started a tutor business, which is pretty consistent and works pretty well. But all of the other things so far, they haven't done what I was hoping for them to do. And yes, I know I'm the common factor. So there's things I still need to learn. But when you go out there and do the research, you hear these stories that you go and then try to implement, and you just don't see the same results. So I'm coming to you just being real about this entire journey. You heard me talk about why I started the jewelry business. You've heard me, if you've been following me, talk about the story, the meaning behind all of my pieces, how I design them. You have heard me say what I believe the future of uncommon jewelry is going to be. Now, I want to talk to you over the next 3 episodes about the pillars within the uncommon jewelry business. Uncommon, 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 means something very important to me. As a kid growing up, I felt like I didn't always belong. You've heard me talk, if you've been following me, about times where I wasn't the most popular, but I also wasn't the least popular. I wasn't the best athlete, but I wasn't the worst athlete. I was in band and I was actually really good at that. But I just felt like, and I had friends, but even with my closest friends, there were still pieces that just didn't make sense to me. And I tried hard to fit in. Let me tell you, I tried to dress like the others and talk like the others, even try to act like the others until it was just so exhausting. And when I had this opportunity to come to Houston, I felt like it was an opportunity to reinvent myself. And my whole goal was to become the person I knew I was deep down inside. But I fell into the same trap. I got really good at teaching. I got really good at educating and mentoring and building communities. I became a principal and I got really good. of being who everybody else expected me to be. And the first time I remember thinking I am uncommon was a weekend event that my ex-husband and I were going to. And it was a concert. And I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not a rah-rah kind of music. I'm not a country music girl. I'm not any of that. I'm a hard rock girl. You give me some choices, and if Slipknot is on the docket, I'm probably going to choose them. And I realized that I had this persona in my personal world and this persona in my professional world that looked completely different. And my personal world didn't look like any of my friends' personal worlds. And a couple of years later, when I went through a divorce, that was pretty public. And my true friends actually stood up and stood in for me. Those that didn't, I realized how much disconnect we actually had over the years. Does it make them bad people? Absolutely not. Does it make me a bad person? No way. But I found that they all grouped together because they had so much in common. And I was uncommon. Now, that was hard for me to accept for a little bit. But then I realized that's what makes me me. That's what makes me unique. And there are certain things in my world that I value that I will not let go of. I will not compromise. One of those things is being somebody who I am not. So here I am today in 2026, building a jewelry business around that thought. For women who want more, and it's okay. For women who can walk in a room and command attention, and that's okay. For women who have that quiet confidence about them, they don't need to speak, but people know they give value, and that's also okay. And for the woman who wants to be the best mom, the best wife, the best sister, the best daughter, the best leader, the best business owner, the best teacher, the best doctor, whatever you want to be the best at, it's okay. Because that's what all makes us all unique. Just like my bracelets. Yes, I say bracelets because right now that's where I'm at. I want to build one piece at a time so that eventually Uncommon can be a household name. That when you want something beautiful, of high quality, and has meaning behind it, you come to Sherry at Uncommon Jewelry. Now you just heard me say beautiful, high quality, meaningful. Because those are the pillars that Uncommon Jewelry stand on. And as I mentioned, over the next 3 weeks, starting with this episode, I'm going to break down each of those pillars so that you know what I'm holding my standards at and what you can expect when you get a piece of Uncommon Jewelry. So let's get started. Pillar 1 is definitely the aesthetic. Because when I think of accessories, I think of purses, shoes. I think of jewelry. I think about how, as women, we put on an outfit, well, most of us, and then choose our accessories. But my unique way, I choose the accessory and then I put on the outfit and mainly shoes. Yes, I know, but go with me on this because I believe that in any order that you do this, whatever your process is, we as women want to feel beautiful. I was binging on a Netflix show this weekend and they said this phrase at one point that every woman deserves to be able to walk in a room and feel special. Every woman, not just some women, not just tall women, not just wealthy women, every woman. And I thought, ooh, that's exactly what we stand for. Every woman should not only be able to walk in a room and feel special, but should also be able to walk in and feel beautiful. People ask me all the time, why did you start with bead bracelets? And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, I like them. I like beads. But number two, I like the stretchy option on purpose. I'm 55. I will be honest with you, menopause can sometimes really mess a girl up. I'm a runner. I used to be a size 2, fit, could eat anything I wanted, and not have to worry about my weight. And now I walk into my closet and I look at clothes that I wore even just 6 months or a year ago. And I think, oh, I miss you. The pants feel a little snugger than what I want. The shirt feels a little tighter than what I am comfortable with. But accessories, they always fit. Bead bracelets to me signify this inclusiveness, that we can all continue to have a piece that puts our outfit together and allows us to feel beautiful, no matter our size, our shape, our age, our skin color, our hair. Look at me. My hair is not the same. Now, it's always been fine and thin and straight. But sometimes, especially in the Houston heat and humidity, this is the best it gets. And for years, I struggled with that. However, I think I look pretty put together today. I think when I put on my July bracelet, because it's red, I'm wearing white and blue, I feel like I'm showing up for today's holiday, which I'm recording on July 4th. But the bottom line is this. I knew that I always liked beautiful things. Look at my office. How many women do you know who have a pink house? My house isn't pink on the outside, but on the inside, I have a lot of pink. I designed my space. It's pretty. I like to wear nice clothes. I like to wear amazing shoes. I like to drive a nice car. I have a pretty house. I like aesthetics, but I'm not unique in that. Most women do. And even, I'm just going to call out those of you out there who say you don't. I know you do, deep down inside. So why should we have to have these hurdles in our way that we can't feel beautiful, that we can't feel special walking in a room? Every woman should be able to feel that way. So the first thing when I started building Uncommon, I said, I want to build bead bracelets that are beautiful. There's a lot of jewelry companies out there making bead bracelets. You can go on Amazon, you can go to Walmart or Target, and you can get them for a much less price than what I have on mine. So I put my heart into it. I design it specifically thinking about the woman in mind for, in particular, this one. This is the July birthstone. For those women who celebrate that milestone in July. I've got one for my daughter, and I've got one that represents the legacy I want to leave for my granddaughter. I've got one that represents me and the hurdles that I've been through in life and come out shining on the other side. And I've got one, y'all, which I think I talked about in the last episode. If not, go over and hear the story about the empowered bracelet. But the elevated in that collection is based on a car that caught my attention out of the ordinary because I like black cars. This car was white and silver and chrome. And I knew I had to design a bracelet around that because it represented elegance to me. So aesthetics is something that you're always going to be thinking about when you think of uncommon jewelry. I'm not going to do flowers probably, maybe in the future, I don't know. I know my daughter wants me to do one with a bow, and maybe I'll have a bow. I want my jewelry to be clean. I want it to be unique and modern, not necessarily traditional, but more so, I want it to be beautiful. So when you go to Uncommon Jewelry, which you can head over to the website, see all of the beautiful pieces, that's what you're going to feel when you look at the website, when you look at our catalog, when you read my blog posts, when you join me here on Uncommon the Build, when you come out and see me at a vendor event or at a bridal show in the future, or in one day in 2028, this is my new goal, my brick and mortar store here in Houston. Beauty, aesthetics, and a feeling of feeling special when you walk in the room. As we wrap up for today, I want to give you a sneak peek of what's coming next. I am heading out to do a vendor event in a week. I am really working on visibility for the company because we are new. We're in our 4th month. Can you believe it? I cannot. And I want to really make this a community of women that come together, share their stories, and be able to find a piece of jewelry that matches their goals and their dreams. Whether that be an in-home experience, shopping online, or coming to a live event. That's my goal. So number one, if you listened to this today, watched this today, and it resonated with you, or you know somebody that it might resonate with, would you please share? Also, make sure to subscribe because this is on our new YouTube channel. And right now, we're looking for subscribers, but we're building that audience, building that community. Head over to Facebook, friend me on Facebook. I'm Sherry Dixon, and come get in my Uncommon Women group where we do build community and talk about ways to support each other and build each other up. I'm on Instagram at Uncommon Jewelry _2026. But you can reach out to me at any time in my email, which I'll have in the show notes, so that you can get exactly what you need and I can send you all of the links. All right, I hear the dog calling me. He's restless. He wants to go in the car. And it's the 4th of July. I'm going to go float in the pool. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I will see you on the next episode. Don't forget to come back because in part 2, we're going to be talking about quality, which is just as important as the aesthetic. I'll see y'all soon.